Hello, and welcome back, guys. Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? Now, before we get started today, I want to apologize. My light is broken. My light. Yeah, I don't know if anyone saw my Psycho unboxing, so I had to unbox that quite late at night. And yeah, my ring light is broken, so I've pulled myself a bit forward in the room just to try and get a bit more of my actual light in my room. So yeah, apologies if the lighting is not great today, guys. But anyway, hello, how's everybody doing? Welcome to October. Yep, we're in the spooky month now. And today, I'm not gonna lie, I actually didn't have a guest lined up for today's until about 2 days ago. And I normally I've said, I am only gonna have YouTubers on, but we're reaching the end of my streams now. I said I'm not gonna do this next year. And one of my most loyal and just lovely commenters asked if he could come on. And you know what? This guy's been so kind to me during my time over here on YouTube that I couldn't say no. He's such a lovely guy. And I was like, do you know what? Yeah, come on, let's have a chat. So I'm really excited to welcome here today. Sam, here we go. We're going to bring him in. Hello.
Hello, guys. Hi, James.
Hello, mate. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Is this your first stream?
It's the first time talking to you on camera, mate. My first ever stream was like Wednesday, the 12th of April on Peak Play Tendo, guys, like live stream. So I've been on a few streams since then, mate. But yeah, it's been such a blast. I love like all these streams that I've been on and talking to so many awesome people. And obviously, whilst obviously it's been great, obviously we've been chatting over on Instagram. It's great talking to you for the first time on camera. So thank you so much for inviting me tonight, James.
Oh, mate, honestly, it's a pleasure. As I say, when you reached out and stuff, I was like, do you know what? I can't say no to you. You're just such a lovely guy. You've been so supportive
Oh, bless you,
of my
mate.
channel that, I can't say no. So, but I am very grateful for all the support you've given me on my channel. And, I always like to, I never want people to feel like I'm not noticing them because I notice every comments, but yours have been some of the kindest ones over on my channel. So
Oh, bless you. Thank you, mate.
But yeah, no, so we're just gonna do the usual tonight. We got a few comments to go through here. There's quite a few people here, which is always good, always exciting. And yeah, we'll go till about 9 o'clock, so it won't be too late either, just how normal.
Yeah. And James, I will just quickly say sorry, mate. If my internet does keep cutting in and out, mate, massive apologies about that. We'll try and come up with a plan B somehow.
Yeah, no stress, mate. Honestly, don't worry about it. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I was going to say, is there anything that you've been watching lately? Anything you want to talk about before we dive into the comments?
Yeah, sure, James. So, like yourself, really, I've just been diving into like sort of my horror binge because obviously we're into October now, which is kind of like autumn time's my favorite time of the year. And obviously yesterday I began it with Ghost Story, not the 2017 film from David Lowery, which is still excellent, by the way. They saw the 1981 film, I think it's 1981. That's really good, mate. So underrated. I did like a bit of a letterbox review of that yesterday. And because I've only seen the original, Nightmare on Elm Street, I've only stuck with that for kind of a number of years. I thought, do you know what? Now's the time to dive into the rest of the series. So today I kind of tapped into that and watched part 2 for the first time, which I enjoyed.
Well, wait till you get to part 3 is maybe better than the first one for me. I love the third one. I think there's a few people that say that as well.
I think Jordan Movieworm puts part 3 as his favourite as well. I'm really looking forward to getting to that one. I think tomorrow. So but that's exciting. And and like I said to you, James, I watched the TV series of Boiling Point, which was absolutely amazing, man. I'm really hoping we're going to get a second season of that now.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good. I actually saw an article about it today, funny enough, because I love the movie. It's up here somewhere on my second site sets. The movie was fantastic. I do need to jump on that show at some point. I really do.
Oh, it's really good, man. It's 4 episodes, and
Mhm.
honestly, James, I think Stephen Graham is one of my favourite actors now.
Absolutely.
Everything that man I've seen him in,
Mhm.
it's like he touches it to gold, really,
Mhm.
if that makes sense. He turns it to gold.
Yeah.
Um, it like everything that it's just the quality is just there with everything he's in.
No, absolutely. He really is such a fantastic actor. Even when he's
Yeah.
in something that's not as good, like those Pirates of the Caribbean movies he was in, he's still amazing in it. You can tell that he's putting in a great performance still.
Yeah, I need to continue on with Peaky Blinders as well because I got to season 5 of that, and I don't think I got to where Stephen Graham
No,
appeared in it.
he's not in it much, to be fair. I think he's only in season 6.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
guessing he'll be in the movie. They're doing a movie next, I think. So I'm guessing he might appear in that. But yeah, he's perfect for that show as well. I'm surprised they didn't put him in it
yeah.
sooner.
Did you
um,
ever watch This Is England, by the way, James?
no, I've seen the clip though of where a kid goes into a shop and he gets in a row
Yeah,
with the shopkeeper, and then Stephen Graham's character comes in with a load of other
yeah.
guys. And they rob the shop basically. I've seen that clip, but I actually haven't seen This Is England.
The film and the TV series, mate, honestly, are both incredible.
Yeah,
I'd even put the TV series above the film, but only just by like
yeah,
this much,
mm,
really, because they're both incredible.
yeah. I had it's one of those. It's on my list of things I need to watch, and I do very much plan to get around to seeing it at some point. I hear it's like a it's just a pure British movie.
Yeah,
It
it's
needs to,
very it's very brutal at times as well, very like
yeah,
nitty gritty stuff. But yeah, incredible show and film
yeah.
as well by Shane Meadows, who directed Dead Man's Shoes as well.
Love that movie. That's a great film. So
Oh, love it,
yeah. Yeah.
great stuff.
I think it was actually Jordan again, Movie Worm, who recommended me watching
Yeah,
that one, funny enough.
I have to thank Jordan for recommending me
Yeah.
that as well.
He can be pretty trustworthy, that Jordan, sometimes. Um,
Yeah.
I say sometimes. But anyway, we'll crack through some comments now. And again, I'm going to say just before we get started, apologies if we don't get to everyone's comments, because you know how it is here on this stream. We like to enjoy the comments and the questions. We like to talk about them a bit, so we might miss a few, but we'll try and go for a few. But we're going to start off at the start, of course, because this one come in just after 7 o'clock from Camera B. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a good day. Did you see the Doctor Who 60th anniversary trailer? I'm so hyped. Watched the trailer 10 times now. Wow, that's a lot of times. I think I must have watched it about 4 or 5 times myself, to be fair. No, I don't do that with trailers much anymore. I like when a trailer drops now, I generally don't get as excited anymore. I don't know if it's an age
Hmm.
thing or just because
Yeah,
all my favorite things like Marvel and Star Wars, I wouldn't really say Marvel anymore, but Marvel once upon a time was. Um, because there's
yeah,
so much coming out for everything now. It's like it feels like we get a trailer nearly every month, something. But because Doctor Who, it actually isn't as frequent as it once was. Now it's really exciting when we get these trailers. And of course, David coming back and stuff. It's like the hype is unreal at the minute. So yeah, I thought it was a great trailer.
yeah. I echo everything you've just said, James. That trailer just absolutely blew me away. I've not felt that excitement or buzz about Doctor Who in such a long time. And it is like my favourite show of all
Mhm.
time, mate. I
Yeah,
absolutely love it. Even though we did get into a bit of a stump, like with the Chibnall era,
yeah,
and that's where, yeah. And it wasn't Jodie's fault, of course. It was just
mhm,
that's when the writing and like just took
mhm,
a bit of a nosedive for me. But I do trust Russell will get it back on track. And then obviously you've got David, also
mhm,
James, like yourself, my favourite Doctor as well, coming
yeah,
back for the 60th specials before handing the bat over to Chuti Gatwa.
mhm,
And the marketing and everything else for the marketing, like, months in advance, has just been it's just been brilliant, to be
yeah.
honest. They've really pushed the marketing tremendously. So yeah, the new era is looking very exciting. And actually, James, in a bit of prep, because I know Neil Patrick Harris is playing the Celestial Toymaker.
I saw this on your Instagram, I think.
Yeah,
Or Facebook,
I'm
yeah.
I'm reading this in a bit of prep as well.
Yeah, I'm really tempted to try and find that William Hartnell episode out there on the internet. I'm surprised they haven't done the classic set with that episode in before this series come out.
I think
Series three,
what
I
it,
think, isn't it?
I think what it is, James, is I think the BBC have lost the episodes.
What
The
his one?
episode for the Celestial Toymaker, yeah,
Oh,
the episodes are lost. So I think it's just the case we're having to wait for them to do, like the
mhm.
animation rendition
Right.
of that. But I
Yeah, yeah,
think for
yeah,
the time being, you've got the Target's novelization, which
yeah.
I've got. You've got the final audio soundtrack, which I know
Mhm.
Ryan, Let's Get Kicking Movies, recently
Yeah,
picked up, and I think the audio CD of that as well.
yeah. Well, I was going to ask as well because I know that obviously everyone knows now, but you're a big Doctor Who fan. I've known it for some time because we're always talking about like the classic sets
Yeah.
when they're coming up. When did you get into Doctor Who? Because I actually don't know this about you. Like, when did you start? Like, how long was you like? Because I was so coincidentally lucky. My parents were on a night out in London or something. I think I was sleeping around my grandparents, and my grandparents put on episode one Rose. It was airing, it was live. They were like, "Oh, we used to watch this as kids. So we're gonna make you watch it now." So it's like, oh, okay. And I sat down, I was like, oh yeah, this is great. So I've been there from like day one of Modern Who. But like when did you get into it?
Well, James, I kind of came late to the party with that one because now obviously I do remember Doctor Who, obviously when it rebooted in 2005, obviously Christopher Eccleston before obviously he passed the bat over to David.
Mhm,
And I was kind of very in and out with the first two seasons of Modern Who.
mhm,
And then I kind of decided, right, I'm going to try and like give this a proper go. And it was about 2007. I remember there was some advertisement of it on,
mhm.
I think it was like BBC News. I think like March 2007, and then there was like I think they showed like an image of a Jadoon, and then a couple of clips of Smiths and Jones, and then I was there on my sofa, watched that, and from the get go, I've been with Doctor Who ever since then for
Yeah,
16 and a half years now. So
yeah,
I've been with it. You've been with it a bit longer than me, James, but
yeah.
I've been with it for 16 and a half years, and that was kind of where obviously my love for Doctor Who began in like 2007, and then obviously David, obviously he's like my childhood hero, my favorite Doctor, and
Mhm.
it
Yeah,
was just such a glorious time to be a Whovian back then, and
yeah,
I'm sure it is going to be. Well, it's always great to be a Whovian, nevertheless, but
yeah.
even more so now. Russell's coming back, and then obviously we've got David for the specials, and Chuti Gatwa's looking great as well.
Mm. Yeah, no, absolutely. It feels like it's a good time to be a fan again at the minute. It really
Yeah.
does. It's very exciting. Um, Cameron also says here as well. Did you see there is a 4K box set of all the Chucky movies coming out? This is
I did.
yeah. I think I might pass on this. I really don't want
Mm.
to because I love the artwork and I love the Chucky films, but it's like £100 and I already own all of those films in a nice box set over here somewhere else. Do you know what? If it had that Mark Hamill one in there, I might have actually considered it. But yeah, I think for like £100, I think I might actually end up passing on this one as much as I want it.
Yeah, I pretty much think the same as well, James. I've only seen the first Chucky film as well, but I think I feel like I need to sort of just I don't know, just check out the movies either on streaming or pick up that Blu-ray
Yeah.
set that's
Mhm.
already out, and because obviously, and kind of I want obviously know what I'm getting into really before obviously biting the bullet and paying
Yeah.
£100 on like is it four films? Is it? Was it from
I think
Arrow?
it's 7, I think.
Oh, is it
7,
seven?
7 something.
Okay.
Uh, is it so much? Yeah, 7 films. 7 films. Yeah, it says on my box set. And to be fair, I'll be honest. I actually enjoy most of the Chucky films. It's one of the more consistent franchises.
Mm.
Um, but it gets a bit silly in the middle. Some people do drop off with Chucky. There's the Bride of Chucky, and
Mhm.
then the Son of Chucky, I think, and it gets a little bit silly there. But
Did you ever watch the TV series, James?
I watched 2 episodes and it just wasn't for me. I just wasn't vibing with it much. I don't know what it was because
Yeah.
it was very Chucky. It was everything that you probably want from a Chucky show, but I just didn't really fancy committing to it. It wasn't doing enough for me.
Yeah, as I say, mate, I definitely need to check out the rest of like the Chucky
Mm,
film series. As I say, I'm gonna kind of focus on the Nightmare on Elm Street ones for now, but obviously,
yeah.
I
Mhm.
definitely do want to get to the rest of them films
Yeah.
at some
Mhm.
point for sure. And same with like Halloween, because I've only seen the first 3 original Halloween films, and Scream, because I've only seen the first Scream film,
Oh,
which
really?
I it sounds like I'm really missing out, James, because apparently the rest of that franchise just gets consistently great as well.
Scream again is one of the more consistent ones in terms of how fun it is. I got to say, I think it was during COVID time. I went through the Halloween franchise, Nightmare on Elm Street, Chucky, Scream, Friday the 13th, all of them. I went through and blitzed them all, and I had a lot of fun with the majority of them. To be fair, they're very
Yeah,
good, fun films. I do like my slashers.
awesome stuff, man. Well, James, this is great because it's great for me because well, I've never seen Friday the 13th, right,
Mm,
which is a bit
mhm,
of a shock there.
yeah.
But on the flip side of that, my local independent cinema are actually showing it.
Oh,
So I'm going to save my first time watch for that at the cinema. That's kind of my plan for that because I want to make my first time watch of that at the cinema.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. To be fair, I think the first one's good fun. I do like the first one. Yeah, you'll enjoy it out on the big screen. Really good film.
Yeah.
Um, Next up we got Jim. He's here as well, and he's
Hello,
saying
mate.
it's spooky month. Right. Okay, so I'm gonna skip over a couple. Um, James, what lost episodes of Doctor Who are you most interested in watching if it's found? See, I'm useless at this because I actually don't know anything about Classic Who. I'm useless. What I know about Classic Who is when these box sets come out, I then discover these seasons for the first time. And I think that's one of the reasons why I enjoy the set so much, not because they're beautiful box sets and you get so much bonus features and content with them,
Yeah.
but for me, they're all first time watches. So that's what I love about it. So in terms of these missing episodes and stuff, I know nothing about them. I would have to say maybe at the minute, because you told me about 5 minutes ago, the Celestial Toymaker one, because at the minute
That,
that's
yeah.
all I know that's missing.
That, James, I will definitely go with like that. Obviously, I'll go with the same answer as you there
Mm,
because I definitely would love to see, even if it like wasn't ever to be found. I would love it if we could get some sort of animation rendition at
mm,
least, so we could see the episode like sort of like to some capacity. So that would be
yeah.
really cool. And I think that another one that springs to mind would probably be the Wheel in Space because that's like a Patrick
Oh, okay.
Troughton
Mm.
Cyberman story, which I don't think that ever got the animation treatment as of yet. So that would be cool.
Okay, well, it's interesting. So there's another comment right below. Same guy says there's 97 lost ones.
Oh,
So I had
wow.
no idea there was that many.
I didn't even, mate, to be fair.
It's mostly Troughton, isn't it? Who's got a lot of missing ones, I believe, isn't it?
And Hartnell as well, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
But am I right in saying that Pertwee hasn't got any missing, or is there maybe one or two?
I think Pertwee's pretty much, I think from Pertwee and onwards,
Hmm.
all the other doctors have pretty much got their episodes like found. I can't think if
Yeah,
there's any missing ones. I'm probably gonna have to go get clued up on my research with that one,
yeah,
James. But for the most part, yeah, definitely Hartnell and Troughton have got, yeah, that they've kind of still got a lot of episodes that are still lost,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, well, it's a shame, but at least we're slowly getting them at the minute, and
Oh,
it'll be nice.
definitely, mate.
I
Yeah,
mean, could you imagine when that collection set's finished, when you got all 26 seasons? It's gonna look so nice. Um,
yeah.
we've got a few people here who just popped in, just saying hello. We got Sabian's movies and
Hello.
games. We got Slayer
Hiya,
reviews.
Banter.
We got Trent, and he's also saying
Hello.
fist bump. And this is an interesting one. What's your favorite DreamWorks animation movie? I think I had this on the last stream actually, and
Yeah,
my answers. It's always going to be the same. It's Shrek 2. I love that movie.
yeah.
It's such a quality film that. But there's DreamWorks do have some real gems in there as well. What would be
Well,
yours?
I think for me, James, because it does count as both DreamWorks and obviously Aardman as well. I think I'm gonna have to go Curse of the Were Rabbit.
That's a fair pick. I like
I
that movie a lot.
absolutely love
Yeah.
that film.
They used to
So
play that when I was at school. Like it just come out, I
yeah,
think, and they were playing pirate DVDs of it all around my school.
okay, fair enough.
But I'll tell you another underrated one. I saw it pop up on my Instagram the other day. I think it was the DreamWorks Instagram Twitter account themselves who were posting videos and pictures of it. I'm not sure why, but they were posting pictures of Flushed Away, and like all these memories come back of me watching it as a kid, and I was like, "Wow,
Yeah,
it's a cracking movie."
I do really like that film, mate. I've not seen it in a long time. I need to go
No,
back and rewatch that one.
I actually had a look to see if it was out on Blu-ray, but you could only get it in that big DreamWorks set. So there's an excuse just to buy that, so I can keep watching Flushed Away. Um,
Is it on what is it as well? Netflix? Or
oh,
did they
is it?
take it off Netflix? I can't actually remember, mate.
I
If it
don't
was
know.
just on here to stay, or it'll just be one of those they eventually just
Yeah,
remove, unfortunately.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's on one of the streaming services though. I might have to watch it at some point this week because I really want to watch it all of a sudden. Um, David C says, "What do you do when you run out of space for all your physical media?" I normally find more space somehow. I don't know.
Same here.
The collection is it's in the hallway. There's records in the loft now. As it's everywhere. It's to be fair, I have started like to sell out some of the um records that I don't listen to anymore.
Mm, yeah,
Blu-rays, a lot of the junk. Like when I started collecting Blu-rays, I was buying everything. Any film I didn't already own on Blu-ray, even if I had no plans to watch it, I was buying it. Like pound Blu-rays in Poundland and stuff. All of them are gone. 'Cause it was all crap, like Romeo and Juliet and stuff like that. It's like, why do I want that? I don't want to
oh,
watch it.
James, was Venom in that list as well?
Venom is gone. Actually, I haven't. I'll be fair. I'll be fair and honest. Venom, I haven't booted out the house. Venom is it's either in my hallway or under my bed, but it's not in the room. It's not on the shelf anymore.
Yeah. I must admit, James, I am so glad I never have to put myself through that sequel. Um,
Well, you're gonna have to do a third one, aren't you? I,
oh man,
I keep
that
seeing
that
production
and lot.
updates for the third one.
Sorry, mate. What are you saying? Sorry.
I just keep seeing production updates for the third one. It's like, oh my god, I've got to see a third one of these films.
Yeah, as I say, mate, I'm really pleased. I never had to put myself through let there be garbage, as some would
Yeah,
call it, and Morbius as well.
yeah. Morbius was that was an interesting one. That really was. Next up, we got Sabian's movies and games. Why are you not doing any streams next year? Do you know what? It's one of those things. It eats up a lot of time. The streams, it does, and I really enjoy doing them. But I will
Yeah.
be doing streams next year. They'll just be specials because the first year I done 30 streams in one year, and then last year I think I
Hmm.
got 16. This year, what are we at now? We're at number 9. So we're dialing it back a little bit each year as it is. So yeah, we're just gonna do specials next year. I like to be a bit more casual with things. Um,
Have you ever thought about doing what is it, James? Like a special. off to the movies stream, like with you and Ryan at some
Well,
point.
now that me and Ryan have sort of ended off to the movies, Ryan,
Yeah,
I think Ryan's. I'm always happy for Ryan to come back on the streams. He's a very good friend. And I think Ryan will still come on for one every now and then. And I think that will still. I think me and Ryan will have one or two more streams in the future. It'll just be one
that's
of those where
cool.
he just comes on as a guest. I think.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, no, I'm sure me and Ryan will do another stream or two. At some point.
yeah. I hope he's keeping well, by the way, James. I will say that.
Yeah, oh no, Ryan's doing very well. He's just come back from a trip from Bali, which I'm very jealous of. So
Yeah, I thought he went on holiday recently. Like, I think he posted pics on his Instagram as
yeah,
well.
yeah, no, he's had a very nice time. I'm very jealous of him actually. But hey, he's home now, so I don't have to be jealous anymore. um Next up we've got what is the best Cornetto film? Ooh, we're being very British today, aren't we, with our movies and our shows? Do you want to go first on this one? Do you have a favorite?
I think we have the same one, James, if I'm not mistaken, and that is Hot Fuzz all the way.
I agree. I do. Shaun of the Dead is like right behind it for me, but yeah, Hot Fuzz is my favorite one as well.
Yeah. I know The World's End does get called the black sheep of the trilogy, but
Mhm.
honestly, mate, for me, I still have such a fun, entertaining time with that movie. It's the weakest one, but I still really like it. I still get something out of it, even though Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead is obviously leaps and bounds over it. I still have
Yeah.
a really fun time with The World's End as well.
Yeah, I do as well. I remember going to see that in the cinema. They filmed it, a lot of it, actually, only about 15 minutes away from where I live in Welland
Okay.
Garden City, and we were there the day after they were filming. We literally, I can't remember what we were doing that day, but someone in one of the shops me and my parents went into, they were like, "Oh, they were filming the new Simon Pegg movie here yesterday." I was like, "Oh, great, just missed it." But yeah, no, I remember going to see that in the cinema with my parents because my parents brought me up well. They let me watch Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. And I loved I actually I was terrified of zombies as a kid, but I loved Hot Fuzz growing up. Um, just used to quote that film daily at school. Just and Shaun of the
Yeah.
Dead, to be fair, just used to walk in, just be sitting there at class, be a dead silent room. The teacher just walks out the room for a minute, so someone would just go, "There's a girl in the garden," or something like that.
Yeah.
Or
And they'd be like, aim for the heads.
yeah. Or someone to do the no luck catching no swans yet. And then you just hear someone from the other side of the classroom go, "It's just the one swan, actually." So yeah, I grew up with those films, and
Oh,
I was
I love them, mate.
going to see the third one, The World's End. You know, admittedly not as good as the first two, but still had a really good time with that movie.
Yeah. I will ask you this as well, James. How are the 4K transfers on them films?
Do you know what? I haven't seen the Shaun of the Dead one yet because I watched Hot Fuzz when I got it because it was my favorite of the three. And then I watched The World's End because I thought that one will surely have the best upgrade. And for some reason I haven't done Shaun of the Dead because it's just always on telly when I'm downstairs. I never have the urge to come up here and put the 4K
Yeah.
on.
It's a
But
bit of an ITV staple, that
it is
movie,
and
but in a
so is
great
Hot
way, of
Fuzz.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um But, The World's End, I remember looking really good in 4K. That one looked really good.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
but
Good
yeah,
stuff.
that's a nice set, very nice set. Sabian says, "On Friday, I watched Marley and Me, and I thought it was good, but towards the end, it actually made me cry a little,
Yeah.
where Marley gets put down. I thought that was very sad." Yeah, look, I mean, Marley and Me is one of those very American-y movies where, you got Jennifer Aniston and Owen Wilson. It's like, yeah, this is gonna be one of those types of comedies. But I think just because it's a dog, it elevates it. Like, I laughed my ass off watching that movie, I love
Yeah.
dogs. I've got a Labrador myself. Um,
Oh, nice one, man.
yeah, beautiful breed of dog. And yeah, it's a heartbreaking film in the end. I do really like Marley and Me. I do. It's a good, very good movie. But the sequel,
Yeah.
The Puppy Years, that was a bit naff.
I didn't even know there was a sequel to that, to be fair, mate.
When I had it on DVD, I had a double pack. That's the only reason I've seen that.
Yeah, but yeah, James, I remember going to Bradford City World after school to watch Marley and me, and honestly, I was at a wreck in the end. My mum had to cheer me up and words.
Oh, there we are. You're back.
Oh, sorry about that, mate.
That's all right.
Yeah, but no, James, I was just saying though, because Marley and me, I was in such a wreck at the end of obviously of what happened. My mum had to take me to Pizza Hut and obviously cheer me up. So yeah, but it's still a good movie, mate. But
Yeah.
it doesn't have the rewatch factor for me just
No.
because of that ending alone.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair. It's a hard watch. It is. You watch the first two acts and you have like the best time ever, and then the final act just throws you to the ground and kicks you.
Yeah. It's. I don't even think that ever got a Blu-ray release. Did Marley and Me get a Blu-ray release? I can't
I've
actually remember.
honestly got no idea. I haven't actually looked for it to be fair. So,
Yeah.
David says, "Have you seen Flora and Son yet?" From director of Sing Street. I actually haven't seen this one. Have you?
Well, I haven't, James, but if it's from the same director of Sing Street, then count me in because I
Yeah.
absolutely love that movie, mate. It's so underrated, and I think a lot of people actually had to thank Alex for recommending that movie. He really got the word around about that film.
Yeah.
Alex Pitt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was him who sent me. In fact, I got a feeling inside my it's so far away. I can't actually reach my Blu-rays today because I've had to move away from him. I think he sent me that subscriber mail, and I've kept the note in Sing Street because I knew that that was like a film that he was very excited for me to watch. So
Yeah. It's yeah, great little film, mate. And I need to, if they've got the soundtrack of it on vinyl, I definitely need to rectify it because the
yeah.
soundtrack, like the original, it's kind of the best of both worlds for
Mhm.
me. This is, it's like it's got such great original soundtrack, but a great like song list as well.
100%. Yeah, I really enjoyed that aspect of it as well, and I thought that the music they did create in it very much replicated the older music it was playing as well. I thought they recaptured a
Yeah.
lot of that sound really well.
It's such a like a homage to like the 80s synth pop
Mm,
scene and all
yeah,
those other great 80s bands as well. So yeah, cracking
mm.
little film. I need to go back and rewatch it at some point.
I do as well. Actually, it's been a while for me, I must say, but yeah, great movie. Mr. Tin and Sonic is here, another big Doctor Who fan, as you can tell there from his canine
Good
picture.
man.
I said last stream, but James, please watch Sleepy Hollow for your October horror run. Remind me on Instagram and I'll put it on the list. I was planning to do a thing actually, and I still will do this
Yeah.
so that everyone has a chance. Like do like a recommended tab, and if there's a movie that gets
Oh,
a fair few votes, I'll watch it.
well,
Um,
I've got one for you, James, because I
mhm.
don't believe you've seen it, and it's one of my favorite films of all time. John Carpenter's The Fog.
Oh, do you know what? Any John Carpenter film is such a welcome to me because I've
Yeah.
seen two or three John Carpenter films, but they have just all been so much fun. They really have.
Well, I would say technically The Thing is the better movie here, even though
Mhm.
it's like my second favorite John Carpenter film. But my personal favorite has to, it, only by a smudge though, is The Fog. I absolutely love that film. It's
Mhm.
really just, it just defines, just it just what is that kind of, it makes a great like sort of a spooky horror film and just a great
Yeah.
like
Mm.
and got that sort of spookiness and great atmosphere to it. So
Mhm.
yeah, absolutely love it, mate. I think you would get a kick out of that one, James. I think it isn't like is it a 2 for 30 deal on 4K? It's definitely worth checking
Yeah.
out. Stunning 4K transfer on
Mhm.
that one as well, man.
Nice. Yeah. No, I have heard good things about that film. To be fair, I have a lot of people. I got a friend who loves his horror and stuff. And he always recommends The Fog to me. He's always like, "You've not seen The Fog yet? You've not seen The Fog?" It's like, "No, not yet, not yet. I will."
And I'm really excited because I'm hoping that I'm going to go and see it at Tyneside Cinema, and they're showing it at, in like 35mm.
Oh,
So
nice.
that is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's on the 19th of October, James. I cannot wait to see that on the big screen.
I was meant to see The Thing around this time last year, I think, for its anniversary, and I missed it, and I was gutted.
Yeah, I didn't get to catch the thing at the cinema either. I think they
Mm,
even reshowed it at Tyneside recently, but I didn't
yeah,
didn't get round to that one, unfortunately. As much as I'd love to, because I absolutely adore that film.
yeah. No, same here. It's a great movie. It really is. Um, Rare Record Collector says, James, did you watch that Flashbacks of a Fall that I mentioned, or Thunder
Oh,
Alley? I haven't yet, mate. I'm sorry. I'm so I do a lot of watching, but I got a lot on my watch list. I apologize. I will try and get to them soon. Have you seen either of these two films?
I haven't even heard of them, James. No, I'm not clued up on them, unfortunately. But I'll definitely will add them to my watch list on Letterboxd
Mhm.
happily.
Yeah, that's the problem. The watch list is already massive. But I do always try to get to things that people recommend to me. So I will keep them in mind. And if I can find them on a streaming service, I'll give them a watch. Um, this is a good one. David says, is Ahsoka the best Star Wars TV series of all time? Ooh, well, I mean, at the minute, there's a lot of talk about it, isn't it? It's very exciting, and I've got to say, I've really, 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 really been enjoying Ahsoka. So,
I've very much slacking on the Star Wars TV series, James, and it's not because I don't want to watch them. It's just
mhm,
because there's so much to catch up on. I've not watched any of The Mandalorian,
mm,
which, yeah, that's a bit of a great sin to confess there. And what was the other one from last year? Andor was meant to be brilliant.
yeah,
So
there's
I've got a lot of catching up to do in like the Star Wars universe.
yeah. I think this is the problem with Disney though. There's just too much content now where you do forget what's come out, and you lose it. Like it's going back to that what we were saying earlier with the trailers. You lose a bit of excitement for it all. I think. Like I don't get near as excited nowadays for a Star Wars trailer as I did 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah,
Um, but it's nothing to do with Star Wars lacking in quality because I don't think it is. I think Ahsoka's been really, really good. Um, it's just because there's so much, it doesn't feel as special anymore. Um, saying that, I'm still really enjoying Ahsoka. It's not my favorite Star Wars show. That would still be Andor. And there's a couple seasons of the Clone Wars I preferred to Ahsoka. Maybe even the final season of Rebels because that was also amazing. But yeah, Ahsoka has been brilliant. I've got to say, it's been really good. I'm out on site Wednesday. Obviously, when it comes out really early, like 6 in the morning. But I'm going to set my alarm clock an hour early so I can watch the last episode before I go to work because I know what'll happen. I'll be sitting in my van at work. I'll be scrolling through Facebook or something, and I'll see a big spoiler. So I'm going to set my alarm an hour early, and I'm going to watch it Wednesday morning.
yeah. Best way to do it, mate. In case any like spoiling notifications comes up.
Yeah, no, it always happens. It's so annoying. Um, James, I saw on Lightbox that you watched Team America World Police. It does have that South Park style, but you need to watch the movie. It's so funny and good. Trust me. Well, yeah, I did. I did watch the movie, and I thought it was okay. It's not my humor. It's too American-y for me. Don't get me wrong. There were some jokes which I did find very funny, like the fact that Team America turn up to fight terrorists and the American team end up blowing up all of the iconic locations, trying to stop the terrorists. Like they blow up Big Ben and the pyramids or whatever, and then they're all cheering like, "Yeah, we done it." There's some funny jokes in it, but I thought it was just okay. Have you seen Team America?
I've only seen it the once, James, but
Mhm.
I couldn't. Well, I can remember like sort of glimpses of it, but like in its entirety, it's a bit
Mm.
of a blur. I think the last time I watched it was like 2011, so that's definitely overdue a rewatch. I do remember quite liking it, but because it's been that long since I last watched it, I might have a bit of a different perspective on it now. But yeah, it is. I remember it being quite funny, and I do really like South Park.
Yeah.
Definitely one of my favorite animated shows for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, it's just one of those
Yeah,
things. It's never really been my thing too much, that one. But hey,
yeah,
I get
that's
why
fair,
people
mate.
like. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we both love The Office US, James, because I
Yeah.
love that as well.
Do you know what? When people haven't seen that and they're like, oh yeah, but the British one's got to be better. It's like, no, trust me. Go watch the American one. You'll be thanking me.
Yeah, I was the same as you, James. I'm similar to you on that one. I only stuck with the UK office for like a number of years, and then I think during lockdown,
Mhm.
I binged all the Office US within like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. Yeah, I mean, towards the end, I thought maybe the last couple seasons got a bit inconsistent, but that was only because there was no Michael, of
Yeah.
course, but it still ended on a high, absolutely.
Mm. Yeah, I remember with The Office being so against watching the American one. I was like, no, no, the British one. I was very stubborn about it. And I used to go visit Ryan at uni all the time, and it was like always on in his house, the American one. And I
Yeah.
always throw it off at first, be like, nah, 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 this ain't as good. I'm not paying this any attention. And all of a sudden like get a couple chuckles at me, and I'm like, nah, this actually is all right. This is quite good. And all of a sudden I sat down and watched it properly, and I was like, nah, this is really good.
Yeah.
um,
I absolutely love it, mate. I'm looking forward to rewatching like the Halloween specials of that
yeah,
this month as well. Yeah.
there's some really funny ones there. Honestly, the American Office is just gold TV. It's brilliant.
It's in my top 10 shows of all time, that man.
100%. Yeah, same here, without a doubt.
Yeah.
um, what character is better, Ellen Ripley or Sarah Connor? I mean,
Oh,
I'm going Ellen Ripley, for sure. Um, but I prefer those Alien films to the Terminator ones. I don't get me wrong. T2 is one of the best films ever. Um, but I don't know. I have more memory with the Alien films.
Jibs. I've got another great sin to confess here.
Oh,
And
don't say you haven't seen Aliens.
no,
You need to watch Aliens.
I know. It's absolutely shocking that I've
What is
seen the
it?
first Alien, but I've never seen Aliens.
A big post, which it's that one. That one. That's an Alien poster, but it's
Yeah.
covered up by a dragon and Batman. So
I
is
get
that
you.
what? Why not? Why not put a dragon and Batman in front of an Alien poster? Um, but yeah, I love Aliens. It's such a great film.
It really needs to get a 4K, that film as well. I'm quite surprised it hasn't.
I'd like a really nice 4K box set with all four in because I don't know if I haven't bought Alien on 4K just because I love my box set that I've got. And wouldn't want to replace that really with individual cases. So yeah, I'd like a big box set with all four in, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't
Uh,
bother with the 4K with uh, Terminator 2 because I heard the 4K was absolutely shocking to
I
that.
I did as well. My Terminator collection is really kind of bland. I've just got the regular Blu-ray of the first one and the second one on my shelf. That's it. Um, So yeah, I'm surprised they haven't done anything nice with that franchise yet. The home physical release on Terminator have been pretty stale actually.
Hmm. Yeah, and kind of sort of like a one we mentioned earlier, James,
Mm,
Halloween as well.
mm,
It's such a shame that we don't like, we haven't like a big franchise like that hasn't got sort of the full capacity of having like a Blu-ray box set over here.
yeah,
It's such a
mhm,
shame because they could really do service with that.
absolutely. Well, like I imported mine from Italy, I think it was. But I know in America they've done really nice releases for the Halloween films individually, I believe.
Scream Factory, isn't it? The
Yeah,
4K editions, yeah.
yeah, but like here in the UK, nothing. It's really weird. But
Yeah,
anyway, maybe next year or something. Um,
hopefully.
Jesus, what do you not like about James
Oh,
Corden? This is aimed at me. I don't know if you're a James Corden fan. I'm not
absolutely
really.
not.
No, oh, okay, there we go. It doesn't seem
Yeah.
like many people are a fan of James Corden.
Don't get me wrong, James. I of course do respect anyone who does like James Corden, but it's just not my style of humour. I was never big on Gavin and Stacey, and I wasn't really a fan of like a couple of the other films like sort of he was in. What I didn't mind though was probably when he was in those two Matt Smith episodes. He was okay in that. He wasn't irritating in them.
No, I actually like the first Matt Smith Doctor Who episode he was in.
Yeah,
The one where Matt comes to live with him. I thought that one was pretty good.
yeah.
See, I actually don't mind Gavin and Stacey. I just don't like his talk shows, and every time he pops up in a movie, he's just so annoying. I
Yeah.
don't know. He's just not for me. Not for me.
I think I haven't seen this in a long time, James, but I remember him being all right in the film The History Boys. I think that was okay, but I haven't seen it in such a long time. About
Yeah,
talking nearly 10 years ago since I
yeah.
last watched that.
I actually haven't seen that one, so I'm not sure on that one. I can't comment. Um, but yeah, no, he's not one of my favorite actors, as people clearly know. um, right. Well, next up, David asks, "What do you think is the biggest difference between a British-made film and an American-made film?"
Oh,
Well, I think it's a bit hard to say because obviously you got big budget American ones and you got small budget independent American films, and it's the same with the UK. You can get some big budget British films and then some smaller independent ones. Um, but I don't know. I don't feel like there's, I don't really know what the differences would be if you're going to compare.
yeah. The only thing that really springs to mind, James, would probably just be sort of maybe if you can rectify sort of the choice of locations that's used for a
Mm,
British film,
yeah,
and same could be said with an American film. But in terms of how it's made, sometimes as you would say, mate, it's just
yeah,
all down to like the budget side of it
yeah.
as well. It's
I
kind of that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think the thing I'd say is you can always tell when you're watching a Hollywood movie. And I think you can also tell when you're watching a British film, but I think the British side of it is like what you say. It's about locations and stuff. You can always
Yeah,
tell, oh, they're in a British pub. This is a British movie. But Hollywood stuff, you can always tell when it's a Hollywood movie, and it's not because of locations. It's because everything's filmed in front of a green screen.
yeah,
So it's I don't know. It's a bit of a hard. There's so many factors that come into play with this one. I think so. Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Um, did you see that? It's the legend Sammy G.
Hello, Mike.
uh,
Great guy. Actually, James, I will quickly say I did go and see. Actually, I think I told you this before. I went to go and see 2001 at the cinema. And I actually did go with Mike, and we had a fantastic time.
do you know what? I'm really jealous because I would love to see 2001 on the big screen. I really would.
Oh, it looked amazing, man. I've seen it
Yeah,
twice on the big screen, both times glorious.
yeah. It's one of my favorite movies ever. Yeah. Next time they're showing it at my cinema, I think I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and go.
And missed sort of the opportunity because I think they actually did show it at the IMAX at like sort of the Metro Centre. Sadly, I didn't get to go, but next time that does come to the IMAX, I definitely it'll be a surefire like trip for me. That one,
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. I'd be going to that as well for sure.
yeah.
When are you planning on seeing The Creator? Oh, well, the thing with this movie is I do really want to see it. But my friends who I go cinema with, they all want to see this movie, so I've sort of waited for them. Um, and they're all busy this week getting settled back into work and stuff. So I'm
Yeah,
hoping next week. Because there's a few films I haven't seen. I was actually going to venture to the cinema by myself last week and see The Expendables. I came down with such a nasty cold because I was meant to be on Scott's stream on Friday, but I still had the
Yeah.
cold and I was so ill. But yeah, I missed the. It doesn't sound like I missed much on the Expendables, by the way.
Oh, well, I was going to say, James, Mike absolutely hated it. As I think a few other people did as well, to be fair.
I sort of want to see. I've seen the other three. So I sort of want to just see it so I can say, yeah, I went to see the. I think I saw the second and third one in cinemas. So it's like, I sort of want to just go so I can be like, yeah, I did it. I saw that one in cinema as well. Um, I might venture tomorrow potentially to go see it because I don't think any of my friends want to see it, so I can go see that one by myself. That's the annoying thing when we're in this WhatsApp group because we've all got the unlimited cards. And they
Yeah.
don't want to see the creator, so I've got to wait for them. Otherwise, I would have gone last week by myself, or I would have gone. I'll go tomorrow by myself to see the creator because I do
What did
really want to see it.
Sorry, James, I was just going to ask, what did your friends make to it?
Rate to what?
The creator, what did they think to it?
Oh no, they haven't seen. That's the thing. I'm
Oh,
waiting
sorry,
to
no,
get. Yeah, because they want to see it as well, and they've all been on holiday. I've had to wait for them. So,
yeah,
but hopefully next week on that one. Hopefully next week. Are you
yeah.
planning? Oh, have you seen it?
No, mate, I was just going to say, I actually do plan on seeing it because that one's been getting quite good reviews, to be fair.
Yeah, I love Gareth Edwards as a director. I think scale with that man is brilliant. Like he made because obviously he done Godzilla 2014, and Godzilla just looks fucking massive. And then he does Rogue One, where the Death Star
Yeah.
looks massive, and it's like that man is just incredible with scale. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what he can do with this film.
Yeah, I actually need to get onto the 2014 Godzilla as well. I've had it on Blu-ray for a couple of years now, but I've just yet to like sit down and watch it. And then because I have got the free what was it that sort of like crikey, like obviously I've got sort of the 2014 Godzilla King of the
Oh,
Monsters and
Scott,
Godzilla V Con
yeah,
on. I haven't got Skull Islands, but I've got those like other main three on Blu-ray. Just yet to sit down
yeah.
and watch them.
Well, Skull Island's on Netflix at the minute as well. So but they're really fun movies for the most part. Like, I mean, I love Godzilla, as people probably know.
You
Um,
got the Criterion box set as well, didn't you, mate?
yeah, last year or the year before, I went through and watched every single Godzilla film. It was like 36 or 7 Godzilla films.
Wow,
Uh,
that's awesome, man.
yeah, there's some bad ones in there. I'll say that. But I love the 2014
Yeah.
one, and this is going to be really controversial because people loved the original Toho ones. But the 2014 one might actually be my favorite, just because whenever Godzilla comes to land, brief spoilers, because he's so massive, there's early signs that he's coming to land, like the tide will go out
Yeah.
and come flooding back in, and it's like every footstep you can see the building shake and like the glass shatter, and it's like he has a presence. Whereas when you watch a lot of other Godzilla films, he just comes walking into the city, la di da di da, fights a monster and goes away. But when he rocks up in this one, it feels real. It feels like, yeah, this giant monster has genuinely just rocked up, and the whole city is affected by it. And I love that about the 2014 one.
And it's kind of like you don't feel as well, James, that it's bogged down by any sort of middle of the road sort of human stuff, which I
Yeah,
think you were saying that a couple of the other Godzilla King Kong films have suffered from that there's been a
yeah,
lot of bogged down by some, like a lot of, I don't know, sort of like ongoing character driven stuff in that film where the humans in the films are a bit on the weaker side,
yeah.
if I'm not
That's it.
mistaken.
I
Yeah,
mean, no, yeah, definitely. The thing is with the humans in this, they do, because I reviewed it on Letterboxd recently because I rewatched it. They do very much feel like they're being forced into the story a bit, but they're not annoying and they don't distract you from the monsters. And they're not also chasing the monsters or anything. They're just sort of there trying to avoid getting caught up in it. like in the sequels, Millie Bobby Brown is full on fighting some of the monsters. And it's like, this is ridiculous. And they also become very especially in King of the Monsters and the Godzilla versus Kong one, the characters get very marvelized, where it's like, the cracking quippy jokes here and there, and it's like, it's doesn't feel as realistic anymore, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So it was definitely sort of like a watered down
Mm,
sequel compared to the first film, but then you
yeah,
thought Godzilla v Kong was kind of where it got back on track a little bit.
I'd say so. I think the 2014 one's great. I think Kong Skull Island is very fun movie. King of the Monsters is dumb. It's got some fun moments, but it's really dumb. And then Godzilla versus Kong pulls it back a bit, I think. That's how I'd
Yeah.
describe. And we got the Apple Plus show coming in November, which I'm really excited for. That looks really
Yeah.
good. So
I think I've seen you post about that on your Instagram, saying that you're really looking forward to that
yeah,
one as well. That's awesome, man. And I
yeah.
need to check out the crikey, what is it? The 1953 Japanese film, I
Oh,
think.
the original. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a
Yeah,
I mean, if you go speak to Jason Brett, he'll tell you that yeah, it's one of his favorite films ever. So
I've got the DVD. I'm just yet to still like sit down and watch that one.
yeah. It's a really good movie. There's some really good Godzilla films out there. But I don't know. I love Godzilla. I love King Kong. I love Gamera. I love all that stuff. I really do.
Mothra as well.
Mothra. Oh yeah, Mothra's good, but I've just started watching. Well, I don't know. No, I haven't just started watching them, but I've got those 3 Rebirth Mothra films on the go at the minute, and they haven't been the best. But Mothra's good fun.
Yeah.
Um, Jim says, "Can I join one of your streams as a guest?" Do you know? Yeah, if that's so, could do get nervous. Mate, honestly, it's I get nervous doing them still. Honestly, I do. It's but yeah, no, I am all booked up for this year, but next year I'd actually love to have you on, mate, because you've also been a very supportive commenter as well. Um, um, right, where am I going to on the comments now? And yeah, you could just message me on Instagram about it. Right, as I say, I'm going to start flicking through some comments here because we've only got half an hour left, and there's quite a few comments here. I'm just scrolling through them. There's a lot to go through, so I'll pick and choose a little bit here. Um, um, where are we going? Where are we going? Oh, Luke's here. Let's say hello to Luke. Hello, mate. Good.
Hello.
Any of you guys gonna get Scream 3 on 4K? I probably won't. I know they've been slowly releasing the Scream films on 4K.
Yeah. I still need to get the first Scream film on 4K, James. And then because I do really like the first Scream film, and I might wait till I think Scream 2 and 3 go in like a 230 deal. And I think they only need to release the fourth one on 4K
Mm.
now, and then that's all the Scream films that have got the full 4K treatment then.
Yeah, I actually haven't bought any of the 4K releases, but yeah, when 4 comes out, I can imagine it's going to look quite nice having them all. Like, I'm a box set person though. I like waiting till stuff's complete and then getting it all in a box set. I'm not going to buy the new Mission Impossible because I know that the next one's going to be the last
Yeah.
one. So I'll wait till that comes out. Hopefully, get a nice set because that's the problem. Sometimes you wait for these nice sets and you get a nice one. Like I waited years for the Pirates of the Caribbean one. And that was lovely. And I remember waiting for the Jurassic Park one for Dominion to come out, and that was one of the worst box sets I've ever got. So, I'll be waiting for a box set on the Screams, I think. Oh, have we lost Sam there? Oh, I think he might have frozen. Let me quickly check it's not me because that would be embarrassing. Um, no, no. Okay. All right. I'm going to take you off for a second, Sam, if you can hear me. Just give me a wave when you're back. Sorry, Sabian. I did miss your comment up here. How do you feel about uh, coming end of the month release for Five Nights at Freddy's? Yeah, not for me, that one. I never really played the game. It's more of a VR thing, I think, isn't it? The Freddy thing, because it's meant to be like you're just trapped in a dark room, and it locking and shutting doors, in it, and then one pops up at you. Um, what's a horror movie franchise you simply refuse to watch? For me, it's Human Centipede. Just no. Do you know what? Yeah, I can actually kind of get on board with that one, to be honest. I've always said I wouldn't do Scream because not Scream, sorry, Saw, because I just don't enjoy the whole torture thing. Oh, here we go. He's back. Here he is.
I,
Hello,
I, James.
mate.
Sorry, I think the internet's been very wishy-washy at the minute.
Oh, it's no problem, mate. Honestly, it's no stress.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on with my screen now. It's, it's
Um,
um, it's like appeared at the bottom of the corner, which is really weird.
oh, really? Oh, well, you're all fine on my end, if that helps.
Yeah, I've just had to go off. But I'm just
Yeah,
going to run off like my data for the last half an hour, mate.
yeah. Oh, okay. Well, hey, and if that's all right, of course, we're all still good on here. You're coming through loud and clear,
I'll
so.
just see if I could try the other way. See if I could try again. Excellent,
Yeah.
lovely stuff, mate.
Nice. Well, we're just this question here is what a horror movie franchise do you simply refuse to watch? For me, it's The Human Centipede. Um,
I've I've got an answer for this one, James,
yeah,
and I'm sure the films are really good, but I don't think I could stomach the Saw movies.
funny. That's exactly what I just said.
Yeah,
The whole torture thing doesn't appeal to me much.
yeah, it's. I don't know if I could stomach them films at the
No.
minute, but I do want to get to them at some point. I know Jamie Batman Smith is a big
Mhm.
fan of that franchise, so
Mm,
yeah, I'll maybe might check out the first film, see how I go, but I
yeah.
don't think them films are going to be for me, James, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm sort of in the same camp there, but I do also agree with Cameron here on The Human Centipede. I won't be watching those either.
No, definitely not.
Um, and oh, this comment coming at 10 to 8. Ethan, currently waiting for my bus, and I'm hoping I'll get home before the stream ends. Oh, well, thank you for popping a message on there, Ethan, and hopefully we'll see you near the end. Uh, favorite music movie? Oh, like A Hard
Oh,
Day's Night, Slade in Flame, Almost Famous, and the Blues Brothers. Oh, so like something with an artist in it, I guess. So like you can't say like Moulin Rouge or La La Land. I'm guessing like one with an actual band in.
yeah. I think for me, James, if we're talking like music biopic, I probably would go with Control
Mhm,
about sort of the life of Ian Curtis from Joy Division. That's a really
mhm.
incredible movie, very hard hitting. I mean, um, I could still watch the movie, but I just can't put myself through like that. So that ending um anymore because the ending is just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
it's a really incredible movie, mate. And I think it's because it boils down to the fact that I'm such a big Joy Division fan as well.
Yeah, they're a great band. Great band.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I don't know, like band. I kind of want to say the Blues Brothers now, but because like a movie with the actual band in, but biopic wise, I actually don't know. There's so many good ones. I think I'd honestly struggle. Um, yeah, I really don't know. I'm trying to look around for some help here. I thought Walk the Line was great. Um, I really enjoyed Rocket Man. There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah. Um, I'm trying to think of like another one as say what the line's a really great one, and I wasn't as big on Bohemian Rhapsody, unfortunately.
No, I wasn't either, to be fair. I thought that one was
No,
pretty
bit
overrated.
disappointed. Yeah, I was a bit disappointed in that one.
Yeah.
Um, I tell you what, I did quite like actually, James.
Mm.
That one with John C. Riley, the Walk the Line
Yes.
parody film.
That
Is it
yes.
Walk Hard?
Yeah. That was really funny. It was
I
like 1 minute it
I
was taking
really enjoyed that.
yeah, it was like 1 minute it was taking a piss out of Johnny Cash, then it was Elvis, then it was the Beatles. it was just having a pop at everyone. And I loved it.
Yeah. Is there one scene with Jack Black in it in that one? I think there is.
Yeah,
With like Sergeant Pepper's.
he's playing Paul McCartney, I think, isn't he? And then Paul Rudd is John
Yeah.
Lennon, and I forget who's the guy from all those Wes Anderson films is Ringo, I think, and I forget who's playing George. But yeah, no, that was a funny scene actually. Um, I just want to bring this comment up at the bottom here. Ethan made it. He's here. Hello, mate.
Hey.
Thank you for being here. And I'm also just going to bring this one up while we're at the bottom. Jack from Bring Your Own Popcorns here. Hello,
Oh,
mate.
hello, Jack.
And why?
And I will say, sorry, James, I was just going to say, I will say congrats to Jack to getting to 500 subs as well.
Absolutely, of course, yes. Congratulations,
Yeah.
mate. Well done. He's got a great channel. If anyone hasn't subscribed,
Yeah.
you go do that. And
Great guy. And big Bruce Springsteen fan, is which me and Jack have got in common as well.
yeah, we do like the boss. I will still never forget. This is my most vivid memory of Bruce Springsteen ever.
Yeah.
I was walking somewhere and I was talking to someone about Bruce Springsteen, and Ryan goes to me, just went, "Who's Bruce Springsteen?" I was like, "You don't know who Bruce Springsteen is?" He was like, "No." I'm like, "They call him the boss in music. Like he's like I'm not a massive Bruce Springsteen fan. I'm going to be honest, but I was like, people
Yeah.
call him the boss." And as we turn a corner to walk in HMV, he just had an album out. There was a huge billboard of Bruce Springsteen. I'm like, "That's Bruce Springsteen." I was like, the coincidences were.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm gonna do a bit of favoritism here while we're at the bottom, and I'm gonna bring up Jack's comment because this made me laugh. I saw you gave my favorite comedy film of all time, Team America, a 3-star. How do you feel about meeting up for a fight, James? Look, Jack, that's not your favorite comedy film. It can't be. Change it.
I think I remember him saying that one time, actually, that it's his favourite comedy film. I mean, I need to rewatch it, James, to actually reform my opinion on that movie. But I do remember quite liking it. But my opinion could change on subsequent viewing. You never know.
Yeah. Oh no, that's fair enough. I'm only mucking anyway. I'm pleased.
Oh yeah, I know you are, mate. It's all good fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marvelous is here as well. He says, "Hope you're both doing well."
Hello, mate.
Have you ever seen Freddy Got Fingered or The Room? I've seen The Room. I haven't seen Freddy Got Fingered.
Is that the one? Is that got Ashton Kutcher in that film? Freddy Got Fingered.
I don't know. I really don't know anything about it, to be honest. But yeah, The Room is like pretty brilliant in like a terrible way.
Yeah. I feel like the way to go with that film, James, and I've never seen it, is you've got to have a few friends and have a few drinks
Absolutely.
to go along with it. So I kind of am waiting for that day to happen.
I'll tell you, the first time I watched it, I was visiting Ryan for uni, and I think it was like I arrived on a Friday night and we were actually going out on the Saturday night. It was like Saturday afternoon, like early afternoon, and we're all sitting there like, well, we just got a big crate of beer, and we're like, "Oh, let's have a few beers. What can we put on in the background?" And someone was like, "Oh, The Room is on YouTube for free. Let's watch it." I was like, "Yeah, great." So we're sitting there sipping on some beers, watching it, and watching it with people is the best way to watch that movie because you need to be able to laugh off other people with it. It's such a fun experience.
And I will add to that as well, James, because I know this film gets a bit of a bad rap and that, and it's got a bit of a reputation for being a shockingly bad movie. But me and my friend Jay at some point are hoping to. We're hoping to go to a couple pubs and then go to his house and watch the 4K of Batman and Robin and have a few drinks to go along with it.
Yeah, I can't remember when this was. I'd had someone round to watch the Formula One with me in the evening. It was a late qualifying session, I think, and we'd had a few drinks watching that, and it finished. We're like, "Oh, let's just see what movies are on." And we were a bit drunk at this point, so we've been drinking during the race.
Yeah.
And Batman and Robin was on, and we watched it. We're like, "What the hell is that?" It's such a crazy film, that all of the
Yeah.
Arnie one-liners. It's such a funny movie.
Do you feel, James, even though you're not like, I can get why that you're not particularly a big fan of that film.
Mhm.
Do you feel like having a few drinks to go along with it makes the film more fun for how bad it is? Because I really feel like that's the way to go
Yeah,
when I revisit that movie.
1,000,000%. There are some films that are so stupidly bad, and I feel like you have a couple drinks to take the edge off, and it enhances that experience, and I think Batman and Robin's a really good choice for that.
Yeah, I'm so excited to revisit it, mate. Yeah, and I kind of, I really don't mind this film, James. I actually did rewatch it over the weekend, but Batman Forever,
Mhm.
I got a soft spot for that film, and I don't
Yeah.
think it's a particularly good film, James, but I do have a soft spot for it. I think it's fun, but I'd like to maybe one day have a few friends and have a few drinks to go along with it because it might make it even more fun.
Yeah, I've noticed with Batman Forever, it does have its fan. I think Batman and Robin does as well, but I think Forever
Yeah.
has a bit of a stronger fan base. Um, do you know, I'm just one of those people that never grew up with those Batman films. It's like I'm not
Mhm.
even a massive fan on the Keaton ones, which upsets a lot of people. Um,
Yeah.
but they just weren't my films. I even watching them as an adult, I don't love them. I think they're just okay. Um, my favorite Batman stuff is genuinely the newer stuff. I love
Yeah.
the Pattinson one, and I enjoyed the Nolan ones a fair bit. So, but yeah,
Yeah. I get that, mate. I probably would put The Dark Knight as my number one, then
mhm,
only by a smudge, but then I probably would go with the Batman 2022.
yeah,
And then I think I would go with Batman 89. I
mhm,
absolutely love that film, mate.
yeah,
But I think your top two, I would put above 89 for
yeah,
sure.
mhm.
Even though I absolutely love 89 as well.
Yeah. I know people love those Keaton ones, and
Yeah,
I do get it. They're products of their time, and there's a charm to them. Um, just unfortunately, it's just one of those things that never clicked with me. But
yeah.
hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is, isn't it, mate? But it's great that obviously we've all got like what we love from a Batman film, and as I say, we've kind of not too dissimilar on our top two because
Hmm.
I think you put the Batman 2022 as your number one, James. Then the Dark Knight is that right?
Yep, it took me a while to finally admit that The Dark Knight isn't my favorite.
Yeah,
It's eventually I just watched the Batman like 3 or 4 times, and eventually I just went, "No, I think I enjoy this more than The Dark Knight." Slightly. They're both such
yeah.
well-made movies.
Oh, I love them, mate. Absolutely incredible. And it's the Dark Knight is always going to hold a special place in my heart because
Hmm.
back in 2008, I didn't really had much interest in Batman back then, but then I was taken to the cinema to see either Kung Fu Panda or The Dark Knight, and we went to see The Dark Knight, and yeah, I absolutely fell in love with it. One of the best
Yeah.
cinema experiences for me as well.
It is a really, really good movie. There's I can't really find any faults with it. It's such a good film.
It's
But
got one of the best opening sequences you'll ever get to a film as well. That movie.
yeah, absolutely. And from the word go, you're just thrown into it, which I always love. I hate build-ups to villains and stuff. It's like, no, just get on with it. You've got a cool villain, use him.
Yeah.
um, have you seen the Disney movie Homeward Bound? Incredible Journey. Have I seen that?
I
That
think I have, James, but it's gotta be like maybe near
yeah,
20 year ago, maybe since I last watched it, perhaps. If if I did watch it for sure.
I have also seen this movie, but again, many, many years ago, and I actually haven't rated it on Letterboxd, which is probably fair because I can't really remember it, but I'll chuck it on as a free for now. But no, I have seen that movie. I've got vague memories of watching it with my grandparents. But yeah, long time ago.
Need to watch that one then, because
Mm.
I think it is on Disney Plus,
I
that
was
one. So
gonna,
definitely, yeah,
yeah,
does need a rewatch, to be fair.
I was gonna say it's probably on there. Um, James and Sam, have you pre-ordered the 4K Hellraiser set from Arrow? I've opted for the Chatter slipcase, Arrow
Oh,
exclusive. Okay, I haven't purely because
no, I
I've got
haven't
the
either, mate.
I've got the free film box set somewhere here, and I think you only get one extra film with this set. I think, if I'm correct, I'm not sure if I am, but I think I am. I think it's just
Yeah.
four.
And the reason why I haven't got the 4K set of it, James, is because I haven't seen any of the Hellraiser films. So I'd
Mm,
like to watch them sort of first on maybe like, I don't know, maybe on a Blu-ray set and see
yeah,
how I go. And then if the 4K Arrow set does come down in price, I might opt and get that one day. But I'd like to sort of just start off with like the standard Blu-ray set and see like where it takes me with them
yeah.
movies.
Mhm. Yeah, that's fair. I really liked the first Hellraiser movie. I was actually quite
That's
surprised
cool,
how
yeah.
much I liked it. But yeah, from what I hear anyway, after the first three, after two, most people would say I didn't mind three. They go downhill a fair bit. So I looked on Letterboxd at like, should I watch the others? I know it went through the scores and stuff on there. Um, and
Yeah.
the scores were dreadful. For
I,
any of the three.
I hear some people did really like the 2022 remake, though, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was meant to be quite decent, to be
I
fair.
did watch that actually. So I've seen the first three and then I've seen the newest one. And I quite enjoyed the new one as well, actually. But
Yeah.
I hear everything in between is pretty much awful. As I say, I'm only going by what I've heard. I could be wrong on a couple. Um,
Yeah.
Also, what else have you guys got on pre-order? This
Oh,
month has been such a busy month and my wallet has taken a hit.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm so grateful. The only thing left this month that I think I'm getting is the new Spider-Man game. Other than that, I think I'm actually done this month already because like the last week must have had like with that Psycho set and I got one of the Cine editions and then like the week before was Doctor Who. I must have had like £300 plus come out the last couple of weeks on physical media.
Yeah. James, last month was such a great month for like
Mm,
new releases in terms of physical media. I
mhm,
also got the Psycho
mhm.
4K Arrow box set and the Doctor Who the
Yeah.
collection season
Mm.
20. They were definitely the two best new releases for me last month,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
But in terms of this month, May, I need to pre-order the 4K Criterion of After Hours because that's a movie I'm dying to see.
Yeah.
That movie's really been getting the rounds in the film
Mm.
community. Meant to be
Yeah.
one of Martin Scorsese's sort of like underrated efforts as well.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
I think I've got the 4K of Breaking the Waves, that Lars
Okay.
von Trier film as well. I've got that on
Yeah, yeah.
pre-order.
Mhm. Oh, okay. Do you know, I don't think I've got any movie stuff on pre-order now this month. As I said, I think the only thing I've got left coming out this month is the Spider-Man game, I think. So I think that's all I'll be getting for the rest of this month. Although saying that, I'll say, oh, it's all right, it's only one thing, but it is like a £70 game, so it's like
Yeah, you'll definitely have a fun time with that one for sure, mate.
Oh yeah. Next up, we've got did you see the movie Annette done by the guys from Sparks? Great band. Yes, I've got the Blu-ray here somewhere in my movie collection. And I very much enjoyed that. Adam Driver, Sparks, you can't go too wrong.
Yeah, I've actually not seen it, James, and it's a bit of a sort of like a bit of a sin to confess, only because I've got most of the movie titles. That's just one of the couple that I'm still missing, but I
Oh,
definitely will need to rectify that at some
yeah.
point. But I know Sparks had a fantastic year in 2021. Obviously, they had
Mhm.
Annette, and then they had that absolutely excellent documentary about them from
Mhm.
Edgar Wright as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. It's funny though, like you saying, like Annette's one of the only ones you haven't got. It was actually the first movie Blu-ray I bought.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That's
I
really good.
purely got it for Adam Driver. I'll be honest, but
Yeah, great actor. The first movie title I ever got, James, was Limbo, which I thought was
oh yeah,
all right. I thought it was pretty decent, that one.
yeah.
Not
I
not got the rewatch factor to it,
no,
though, I will say.
the trailer made it look more like a Wes Anderson movie than it was, which is why I got it. I was like, this looks like my type of thing, and then it was just like, oh, it's all right.
Yeah, it was fine, mate. It was like maybe a 6.5 out of 10 film for
Yeah.
me. It was all right. I thought the second half was pretty decent, but it hasn't got that rewatchability to it. Like say, Worst Person in the World or Drive My Car
Mm.
After Sunday. They're movie titles I'd say that's got more of the rewatch factor to them.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Um, oh, it's a nice one. Danny's here. He says, "How are you doing? I
Hi,
love
Danny.
watching you."
Good man.
Another
Yeah, I've
Delta
spoken
boy.
to Danny a few times.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Right, as we've got just over 5 minutes left, I'm going to pick and choose here from some of the comments. Um, where are we going? Where are we? Thursday, I watched The Fablemans and I absolutely loved it. And I think I have it now as my favorite movie of 2023.
Oh, nice man.
Excellent pick. It's such a good movie, that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it since the cinema. I'd like to pick up the 4K and give it a rewatch, actually.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get the cine edition of it, James. I've just not got round to it yet, but I absolutely love that movie as well. Fantastic
Mhm.
stuff. It's definitely Steven Spielberg's best film in
Yeah.
recent years as well. Definitely, yeah, great film that.
I loved West Side Story from Spielberg.
I've not actually seen that one. I need to
Oh,
watch the original first.
yeah. See, I think West Side Story might just be. Do you know what the thing is? I think the Fablemans and West Side Story are like this. They're both like as good as each other. But I do like
Mhm.
my musicals, so I think West Side Story goes a little bit like that for me.
Yeah, I get that, mate. Yeah, definitely. But I definitely will give it a go at some point. It's just like sort of rectifying sort of the original. But I think I remember you saying, James, were you not a big fan of the original? I think I remember you saying on one of your videos.
I like the original. It's like a 7.5 out of 10 for me. I do like it,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be amazing, and it just wasn't that.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
this one of those few times where I think the remake is genuinely a lot better.
That's cool, mate. Yeah. I'll definitely look forward to getting to both
Yeah.
films
I
for
think that
sure. Yeah.
I know the Spielberg one is. It's on Disney Plus. I'm guessing the original might be as well, so
Hope so, because
mm,
I would like to watch that first before
yeah.
like the remake, definitely.
Mhm. We're gonna go to Cameron here. Did you ever watch the American In-Betweeners remake? It's
I
completely crap.
never watched it. I don't think I'd ever watch it as well. I always stick to the British version.
There's a guy on YouTube who's compared the British one to the American one, and I watched his video, and even the clips from that make it look hilariously bad.
Yeah,
Mm,
I think I remember a couple people watched one or two episodes, James, and they checked out shortly after, like from those a couple of episodes. So yeah, I'll definitely always stick to because I do love the British show, and the two movies are pretty good as well.
yeah, yeah, they are definitely, and I think the American one is actually written, directed by Taika Waititi. Interestingly,
Oh, I
which
never
is
knew that.
yeah, nice. It's a bit of a strange one. James and Sam, are you looking forward to Loki season 2? Um, and Monarch: Legacy of Monsters? Because I know I am. Monarch, I definitely that's the Godzilla one. So
Oh
Monarch,
yeah.
the name of the company which find all of the monsters. I'm buzzing for that. Loki, do you know? I wish I was looking
Hmm.
forward to it more, but I just don't think they've promoted it very well. And there's that Marvel burnout where it's like, oh yeah, okay, another.
Yeah.
Thing. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not as excited as I should be because I really liked season 1. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty. much echo what you said, James. I really enjoyed the first season of Loki because it felt very different to a
Mm,
lot of the other Marvel stuff that came before it. But I'm just at the point now where I'm on the Marvel burnout as well. I'm just
yeah.
nothing springs to mind that I'm excited for in terms of the future of Marvel as much as I want to be, mate, because I
Mhm,
really have loved Marvel for the most part. It's just
mhm.
the last couple of years, it's just become a bit run of the mill.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's been a bit pretty inconsistent, but I hope there'll be one day like Guardians 3, there'll be that other Marvel film that will like knock it out of the park for
Yeah.
sure.
No, absolutely. I hope we get back there. I'm sure we will eventually, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We've only got a couple minutes left. I'm going to bring up this comment here from Jax. It's made me laugh, and then they're going to do record collectors one. I played a drinking game to B movie once. Every time someone in the film says the word B, take a drink. Wow, you must be absolutely slaughtered about half an hour into that
Oh
movie.
my god.
I seen like a funny video on YouTube where it's like every time someone says B, they double the speed of the movie. So the movie starts out playing, as soon as
Wow.
someone says B, times two on the speed. And the movie's only
Yeah.
like 10 minutes long because they just end up going.
Yeah.
um, but yeah.
I,
Okay.
I I I
Yeah.
haven't seen that film for such a long time, James. It's probably been about 15 years since I last watched it, but I don't remember it being all that brilliant from what I remember.
The last time I think I watched it was on one of my holidays with some of my mates in the UK. It would have been. And I remember just us being hungover on the sofa, and someone put it on Netflix as a joke. We all just sat there, all hungover. And no, no, just sort of sitting there, monging out in the sofa, like, oh, can't be asked to turn it over. um, that was my last experience with the B movie. Anyway, we're going for this one. James, what was the last record you bought? Are you a record collector, Matt? I know that you're into your music a lot. Do you do a
Yeah,
lot of buying?
I've got I've been buying vinyl for over 10 years now, James.
Nice.
I've got hundreds of records, but like yourself, mate, I've had to pass on a few records as well that I just don't
Yeah.
play anymore.
Mhm.
But the last one I bought was, oh crikey, I think it might have been um what's the last one I bought? It was probably I bought a couple of the Ride reissues, but I bought something
Oh,
since
okay.
then.
Mhm.
Um I think it might have been that album by the Sugar Cubes or World Party. I think it was one of them.
Right. Oh, okay, fair enough. Um,
Yeah.
well, mine aren't. To be honest, I actually did get a couple the other earlier. I got them over the weekend. Actually, I got another Aurora one. People might know I'm a big fan of her, like a
Oh
modern
yeah.
Norwegian singer. She's released her last album with alternative covers, so she got more of my money. Um, and an American country folk singer. She's not very big at all. Actually, I didn't. They weren't putting her album out here in the UK, but I found one on eBay, and I was like, "Oh, I'll have it." Called Emily Kinney, so I bought her new album. Um,
All right.
other than that, I'll get as we were saying backstage before we started the stream. I'm gonna get the Stones' new album um, later this
Yeah.
month or next month, and
Uh,
Madness have got a record coming out as well. I think so.
yeah, I can't lie, James. I didn't even know they were bringing out new albums, but that'll be interesting. They're both
Hmm.
really fun bands, so I definitely will
Yeah.
yeah, have to give both of them albums a listen.
I only found out about the Madness one the other day, but me and my dad played their song in the car and it was really catchy. But the Stones' new song, Angry, so good, so good. Like, can't
Oh,
wait.
cool.
It's like I'm not even a massive Stones. I like the Stones, I do, but I'm not like a huge fan. But their new song's really good.
Yeah, and it's incredible, James, that by next year the Stones have been producing music for 60 years. That's
It is
incredible.
it is crazy. It really is. Fair play to them. Fair play to them.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome stuff.
Absolute legends of the business. Um, But anyway, it's 9 o'clock. we'll wrap things up there. Again, apologies to the couple comments we didn't get to, but we actually done quite a good job today, I got to say, getting through most of them.
Yeah, I've had such a fun time, James. Thank you so much for having me on. Apologies for those glitches earlier, mate. My internet's been very wishy-washy
Yeah,
recently.
honestly, no need to apologize. Honestly, you've been an absolutely awesome guest, and
Oh, thank you, mate.
it's been a pleasure to chat to you finally. And we'll have to do another one.
Yeah, oh, definitely, mate. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh no. Well, thank you, and thank you to everyone else who came by here. And I'm not sure when the next stream is, but hey, I'll be back at some point this month for another one. Someone organised it in a minute. Anyway, thank you so for coming on again, mate. Thank you everyone else, and I'll see you next time.
Take care, guys.